stories today as cocoa farmers are intensifying pressure on the government. They are calling for the payment of outstanding arrears for cocoa beans supplied since November 2025. According to the farmers, the government's failure to pay has severely crippled their day-to-day activities, making cultivation increasingly difficult. My colleague Jacqueline Ansuma was with the farmers, and there's more in this report.
Over the last few days, the big conversation on every network has been cocoa farmers calling on government to pay them the arrears due them. Since November, they've not been paid, and they've been crying out and calling on government to pay them the arrears. Well, currently I'm in Akoko, where most of the farmers, earlier it was a bit chaotic, trying to get answers from the government as to why they haven't been paid. Now, I want us to take a listen to most of the concerns raised by these farmers.
We are a cooperative. We are president. Now, if you say I
have never experienced this before. That's almost 4 months we haven't been paid.
Kaklani adumaya yaji atum. Na kakle yaji atum so na wo fesika yi mayen. Na ye be ni nti adesrade ani yade to aben yesre no. Kit ani kitame no. Wo hwe so a obie ni wa.
If you look at this list, it shows no one has been paid. I have a nephew to take care of in a university, so he's in the house.
Otifie sika ni wa medema akwala na de akọ. Ono ye kokko no asase no ye de mama galamsefo. No too, because that's kind of mood to say this called my no. And the sana is a 10 year fire against say, Yanima.
We will actually sell our land to illegal miners.
Yabaton Yamanama, Galamsi for Yatasino.
If in November, Menda, Utu Mato Coco, $250. I mean, yes, came out. Miss Soria, farmers netted me was my age married for 20 years, may witness it way before. So ya to kukupa na aban tuaka me wanwa amanfo tata me mitiminda
school fees 50 December.
My children are home. They can't even go to school. Look at my tiny hands that I use for farming, and still I haven't been paid.
Now, until these farmers get a better response from government, this is going to be the situation where they cry out every day demanding answers. Old men, old women, all in these places seeking for answers as to why they haven't been paid for almost 4 months. Reporting for Joy News, I'm Jacqueline Ansuma.
Thank you, Jackie, for that report. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana COCOBOD, Randy Abbey, says the government is still considering a new funding model to address the situation.
So we, together with the Ministry of Finance and Government, have been thinking through a new funding model. A funding model which also will not make us be obligated to sell our beans raw, because under the syndication, you would have to sign contracts for the raw beans, and that is what you use as a collateral. And therefore, if, for example, you were going to do 600,000 tons and you were committing 500,000 tons to sell to buyers as raw beans, how can you in the same breath be speaking about value addition when you know that you are committing about 70-75% of your crop to go as raw beans? Meanwhile, you are also touting 500,000 processing capacity. We appreciate what the farmers are going through. We know that these are very, very difficult times, but we appeal that they keep faith with us. We would find a solution very, very soon.
Let's take you up north, because in the heart of the northern region, a quiet crisis is unfolding. Climate change is pushing women farmers to the limits. In the Nyasagba community in the Karaga district, drought has withered crops, leaving many with nothing to harvest. Yet, amidst the struggle, there's some resilience. Some women are fighting back with innovative farming techniques. In this story, we will explore the challenges they face, from land scarcity to food insecurity, and the measures some are putting in place to address these challenges.
Women farmers are the backbone of agriculture in northern Ghana, but they are faced with a double challenge of lack of access to land and the impact of climate change. In this story, we explore these two subjects and its impact on food security and nutrition on families. We engage a farmer, Baba Fati, in Nyasabga, a community in the Karaga district. She said she's been farming on the same piece of land for the past 6 years, and her yields have dwindled.
Last year, the drought was severe, so it was a low yield, and it's happening again this year.
Climate change is altering weather patterns. Most parts of northern Ghana have for the past 3 years suffered heavy drought. But why this challenge? We speak to climate change expert Wayo Mahama of the Faculty of Agriculture and Natural Resources of the Tamale Technical University, who explains the phenomenon.
The more we send gases up there, green gases up there, we're causing a problem to the ozone layer. And what we expect, heat at the end of the day. And so we're always complaining that the weather is hot. It's all because of our activities. There's so much emission of greenhouse gases. The population is growing by the day. We're becoming more industrialized by the day. We're buying more vehicles by the day. And every time you stand at traffic, imagine the amount of fluorocarbons that we are emitting into the atmosphere.
Impact of climate change affects yield, reducing access to nutritious food. Back in the home of Fati, her children are having breakfast. The children are eating cooked corn without any source of protein or vegetables. She said because they did not harvest much last year, she's unable to provide nutritious food for her family.
If you harvest and there's no yield, how can you pay your children fees and give them nutritious meals?
Even though the issue of land scarcity and continuous farming are issues, some women have adopted smart agriculture practice, which is yielding results. We join Abubakar Swiba on her farm. She narrates what she's been doing to ensure her farm is fertile.
They taught us how to use grass, waste, and cow dung to make our farms fertile. And my tomatoes, okra, ayoyo, and more are growing so well.
Swiba said this has helped her to provide a balanced meal for her family each day.
You see our vegetables from the farm. When you cut it and add canton, our local spice, and cook, it's so delicious. You will eat and want more. It's so healthy.
Mr. Wayo also talked of how Ghana's policy on climate change can help in addressing these concerns.
I just spoke about the climate smart agriculture as a policy under our climate change policies in Ghana. And under climate smart agriculture, we have climate smart agricultural practices that we encourage farmers to adopt. So at the end of the day, the adoption of such practices to an extent is expensive or comes with money. And the absence of the wherewithal to adopt these practices means that we are going nowhere at the end of the day, even though the policy is present and available. I recommend that the government of the day or governments should try as much as they can to subsidize and to help farmers with some levels of credits and grants that will help them adopt these technologies so that at the end of the day, we are doing what we should be doing and getting the results we are supposed to be getting.
Food security and nutrition are closely linked to land ownership and climate resilience. Therefore, when women have control over land and knowledge on smart agricultural practice, they can grow diverse, nutritious crops to feed their families. For Joy News, I am Martina Bugre reporting.
This story is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with CDKN Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from Claire R4I Opportunities Fund.
The pulse returns after this break. See you in a moment.